Hello and welcome to What's Up Universe for Friday, July the 28th. I cannot believe how we are sitting here on the cusp of August. It feels like this has been a very intense month that we are leaving, but here's the news is that it's going to be a very emotionally charged, very transformative, and very psychically attuned month for us in as we move into August. We've got a couple of full moons taking place. We have a meteor shower that's going to be causing a lot of amplification of our sensitivities. We've also got the Lionsgate portal, which is going to bring us into greater connection with those galactic energies. So we are in for a ride in the month of August. As I said, it's going to be a deeply transformative, which means lots of change, lots of internal upheaval, lots of healing, but of course, all for the good, the higher good of for each of us in every specific way. We start the month with this super full moon coming up here. You're already probably feeling the energy. I know I certainly am. As I said a little bit earlier with the group, I really felt like I could have slept forever this morning, which has been really an unusual thing for me. And so it's definitely feeling already those full moon vibes that need to nurture for self-care and for some stillness and quiet. And that's going to be a big, big part of the energy, not only as we start into the beginning of this month, but it's a very internal month ahead, which is going to require us to be still, to quiet, to up the self-care, to, as I said, to nurture our hearts and nurture it from our headspace, and especially from our headspace as we start with this full moon in Aquarius. Of course, being an air sign, we're going to be having a lot of thoughts in terms of past, in terms of our present, what things we'd like to look forward to for the future. It's going to be a lot of information overload, or what to say, what would may even be a real headspace of confusion for us over the next few days. So this is where the invitations to meditate, to slow down, to allow for the healing to take place, and as well to release anything that's holding us back. It's all about clearing out what no longer serves us, and of course, which is allowing for us to become clearer and clearer channels and to have clearer and clearer connections to the unseen world. So we look at, I mean, at the top of the month as we come in here, we have, as I said, we have a lot of intense energy that we're already dealing with. But the energies this month really do hold some intensity for us. So again, there is this what no longer fits, what no longer serves, etc., is really what the healing energy is all about. But it is going to allow for anything that has been dysregulated in our life, anything, if we've been off path, if we've been in maybe in avoidance, or we haven't fully been engaging in terms of what it is that our souls are meant to do in this lifetime. There's going to be a real gentle push or move so that we're able to really align, let go of everything that's kind of cluttered or cumbersome in our lives, so that we can come into a place where we can, you know, do something, I'm going to say, within ourselves, not do something in the outer world, but to do something in acknowledgement and recognition of something more meaningful lives, more, being of greater service, etc. So it's going to be a lot of emotion, but everything of course, that mental clutter, everything helping us to really come into balance, and really helping us to, express ourselves. But again, when we look at some of the influences within some of the planetary alignments, this is anywhere we haven't been listening, we're being asked to really listen. So to understand that as mediums, this is the key in our ability to be the messengers, the helpers, the healers that we are in the world, being able to, not just when we look at communication as a means and way of talking and expressing, but the invitation to go silent, for the stillness, so that we can really tune into what it is we're hearing, what it is we're picking up from the unseen world. And so this is really where if we've been, putting off anything about our purpose, if we have been refusing to pay attention to some of the things that we know, maybe the changes we need to be making in our life. Maybe we've been tolerating or putting up with some unhealthy conditions or toxic relationships, or, even our own insecurities or lack of confidence, whatever it is. All of that is going to be purged, and the invitations for us to go still, to listen to the guidance, and to really honor who we are, but to honor that deeper call inside of us. So again, it's really stirring up, a lot for us within the heavens over this next month. We have, of course, as I said, we're starting out the month with this super moon, which is in Aquarius. We have all of these big things taking place, and of course, we're going to end with another full moon at the end of the month. So again, we're being granted such a month where releasing and clearing and letting go, releasing, clearing, and letting go, releasing, clearing, and letting go. So we're going to feel like, maybe by the end of the month, that there is more of a void, or even that sense of uncertainty about what comes next. All of that, through that empty space that's being created, we become more available to be of service. Our path actually gets clearer as a result of cleaning out all of this, everything that no longer serves us. So that's good news, because again, even though it's going to be intense, it's going to be deeply healing, there'll be a lot of emotional roller coasters taking place. It comes with great purpose for us, because it's going to help us by the end of the month really be much clearer and feel much more directed with a sense of purpose, even though we might still not know exactly what that looks like. But that's going to all be, of course, it's all organic, it's all going to be revealed. And so patience becomes our friend this month as well. So you might find, again, when we look at how these energies affect us, it can be different for everyone. You might find that you have, lots of energy, this drive to really get things done, to get on top of things, maybe feeling super motivated. So this is really, again, here, the invitation's always in it to, even though in feeling the motivation and being and feeling that excitement, and it also is about, okay, just let it unfold. Don't push anything. Allow the universe to really help guide and direct you through this next month. So which means, even if you have lots of opportunities and lots of things coming together, be sure that you are slowing down, that you are taking your time. And that means invitations of stillness continue, which means meditation, slowing down, being being very conscientious of the choices, etc., that you are making, because it's really going to impact what is going to unfold for you over the next, not only just the remainder of the year, but really what is this next cycle or this next chapter and phase, as we really preparing for for what is coming and what's ahead. So again, invest interest in your highest invest. Move slowly, even though a large amount of energy is really kind of pushing and guiding you forward. You're gonna know much clearer based on your willingness to be contemplative, to be considerate, and be conscious of your choices. You're gonna know what the right step is. You're gonna know um, how to proceed. And the beautiful thing about this is that instead of pushing and trying to get things done, and maybe feeling like you're stuck, you're hitting walls, you're not getting anywhere, to understand that this is actually very empowering energy when we can give ourselves permission to slow down and be considerate, because it allows us to really find flow with what's happening. And in finding flow with it, that's where, again, this pace and the revelation of that higher wisdom, the higher state of purpose, etc., is going to unfold. So lots of opportunity, but it is about staying, very conscious, very deliberate, and to not rush anything. Not rush any decisions, not rush any, try to push anything, this month whatsoever. This is, again, slow and steady nurturement, caring for self, caring and compassionate for everything you're going through, an extra dose of care and compassion for what the world is going through around you, the people around you who also may, be really struggling over this next beginning, and especially the beginning of this month. There is so many things when we look at it. in terms of what is actually for us or helping us in terms of our connection to the non-physical world. Everything that these energies, there's a lot of what we could say psychic debris that's being cleared from the filter, that filter between the physical and non-physical world that may be clogged with a lot of them. The things that we've absorbed, taken on, our belief systems, anything we've been, we've had challenges, or as I said, that energy where maybe has been disruptive. And so that's getting cleared out this month, which is again going to really help us to have an accelerated or deepened connection to the non-physical world. So within it here again, we're just reminded, we're being reminded about our capacities. We're being reminded about what it, not only who we are, but what it is we're here to do, what fulfills us, what lights us up, and really ask and being invited to utilize those connections, utilize all of those gifts, talents, abilities, and bring it into positive action within our lives. So, here we're really being given a helping hand over this next month, even though, as I said, lots of purging, lots coming up. It's everything is coming forward for us to utilize and really create and co-create a life here in terms of very purposeful way of living. So again, we're going, I want to say a lot of past life information coming forward, which means a lot of past life healing that is taking place as well. So, this is again where we look at, the very parts of who we are. It's so multifaceted. So just again here, not only are we healing from what's taking place in this lifetime, but so many of our previous lifetimes that are going to allow for those natural gifts, talents, and abilities to really be amplified. I think it's, this is also where we just recognize that there's so much more that we can all be expressing. There's so much more to us than maybe what we've realized. And this, we're being given an opportunity to clear up some of the old here, and really reset and take a more inspired, more conscious, more direct approach to how we're living our life. And it's a very, I'm gonna say, and very soul led, if that makes sense. Just, again, clearing out the shadows so that more light can come forward, more light, that can be expressed through us, more light that we can offer the world, etc. So this is really when I talk about looking at these opportunities of stillness, this is really again where it's going to help us to detach from the outcomes of things. I think sometimes we have our minds kind of put us in a position where we make a lot of conclusions. We have a lot of ideas about, who we are, ideas about what we need to be doing, ideas about how it is that we're going to be of service, etc. And that is not always necessarily aligned with what is a part of our soul's greater purpose. And so anything, as I said, that is dysregulated, anything that is not in benefit of our highest path and purpose, everything is, getting cleaned out over this next month ahead. So as I said, past life is going to be a really big thing. So just know that whether it be through your dream state, through your meditation, maybe you're even having doing some past life regressions, whatever approach that you're taking, just be an observer to things that coming out. Like so much of what we experience or the karma intertwined with some of this is getting cleared out. So try not to engage in the drama. Again, when we look at high emotional states, that's of course where there will be a lot of drama, there will be a lot of emotion, there will be a lot of tension over this next month ahead in terms of our lives, in terms of what maybe the choices that we're making internally can create a lot of tension. There may be a lot of tension within our relationships around us. And so again, this is really the invitation to not engage with the drama, but to remember that there's so much more going on here, and to really hold and be in that observer space to allow for things to be cared for the healing to take place, even though it may be, challenging and difficult. It really is the invitations for us to hold our light and hold our center and not allow for the illusion of our life to overwhelm or take over. Now, again, that's always easier said than done, but those are what sit within the invitations. That is, where we're being called forward. Now, again, this is where we are really honing in on our natural gifts, talents, and abilities over this month, because it's cleaning out that filter, anything that's been congested or creating limitation for us. So this is, again, if there's you're going to really feel that if there's anything that you've been procrastinating, anything that you've been considering, that this is also going to be an action oriented month. And remember, I said that earlier, that we're going to feel, you might feel a really urge, you might feel a real pull to get things done under this energy. It can affect us, either way. You might be super, super motivated. You might feel a little lethargic and need to just take it at a slower pace. Just honor whatever that is for you, especially over these next few days, because it is very intense energy as we start this month of August, like right, right off the cusp. Here we go. This is, it's already starting for us. So here again, just really honor what is that rhythm for you. And again, to not push things but to also, in the same sense, when you feel the urge, when you're feeling the nudges, when you're feeling that it's time to move forward with something, know that it is time for it. It is time for us to progress. It is time for us to advance on our path and purpose. And so again, when we look at consciously choosing, where we're asking for guidance, we're checking in with our angels and guides, we're really looking, at what is going to be in our highest and best, and following through with some actionatory expression. So again, if you've been looking to start your business, it's a great time for you to start your business. If you have been thinking about changing up some services, it's a great time to change up those services. If you have been thinking about writing a book, then it's time for you to get busy at that book. If you, you understand this. If you've been thinking about, maybe there's a relationship that is become challenging and too difficult, and you need to make some hard choices within there, it's time to make those hard choices. So just know that we are being encouraged to really become more empowered to utilize our gifts, talents, and abilities, more empowered in terms of what, that a purpose oriented way of living, but really in upgrading our lives, which means also, if you've been needing to, and maybe needing or procrastinating, a change in terms of nutrition or lifestyle, anything like that, this is like a full on go time, in order to start to not just create that lifestyle, but to begin to take the action steps towards it. So again, this is, shifting up routines, creating new rituals for yourself, looking at, maybe it's a physical move that needs to take place. Maybe it is about redecorating or doing something within the home so that there's new energy. This is such a time of progress, evolution, and expansion. So anything that we can do that is going to exemplify that, or get the energy moving. And I would say, no, the energy is already moving. I would say maybe get the you in alignment and working with the energy right now, where it really is, a moment to moment, a day by day, a week by week kind of approach to this month. But just to know that if there's anything that you've really been wanting to do that's different, that's unique, that you have been procrastinating, there's this huge support within the cosmos right now, in order to activate those changes, not only to be the change you want to see in the world, but to activate the changes. Nothing changes until we change something we've been doing, and that's one of the key elements of this phase of this new full moon that's taking place. Now, we also do have the Lionsgate portal, which is going to be happening next weekend. So, of course, I'll talk more about that next week. But everything is, and also the amplification of all of our psychic abilities, all of our channeling abilities, all of those connections to the unseen world. We have two, of course, full moons happening this month, the accelerated connection to the higher realms of consciousness that are taking place. And so this is an opportunity for us to heal and clean out and to let go of everything that no longer serves, and to know that we have the full on support of the universe, of our teams, of our guides, of our loved ones on the other side to really help to redirect the course of our life. So it's just a matter of doing our part to understand that we are a part of the equation, and to really fuel our intentions by taking the action that's going to support those changes in our lives. Okay, so that is my spiel for today. I just want to, of course, encourage you in the sense of just knowing how loved, how supported that you are. Remember, good or bad that's playing out around you, there is divine order to everything, that there is purpose unfolding through everything. Even so, to not get clouded by the shadow phase of it, but to do the work to heal what needs to be healed this month, so that again, we as a collective can become more empowered to be the helpers, the healers, the light onto this world. Because again, it's a time of great massive change for all of us at a very internal level, but in terms of the world as a whole. So, again, respond accordingly here, move through this energy with as, much consideration as you possibly can, detach from the outcomes, bless and release what's happened. I mean, the beautiful thing is when you've got the lesson for something, you never have to learn it again. So, we can bless and release. But this is also, again, this high vibration of energy over this next month, because it's going to be it absolutely is going to be, when we look, think of the considerations of what is unfolding over the month ahead. Just anything that is lingering, bless and release, let it go, and really allow for yourself to move into deeper connection and meditation with yourself, with your guides, your angels, being very conscientious of what those daily rituals are for you. What are the things that nurture your soul? What are the things that are your non-negotiables that you really need to stay consistent and practiced in? How is it that you can keep an optimism with, especially in the headspace around the Aquarius full moon here, in terms of hope, of optimism, of faith? And so again, amp up the gratitude in your life, start your gratitude list, really spend time every single day to, counteract the reality that may be around you, or the struggle that you're having, by bringing that gratitude practice into play. That energy alone is going to help to really nurture and really support your mind, your body, your spiritual self. The mental and emotional body are going to need that extra tending to, right? I would also suggest that you really spend some time working within the lower energy centers as well. Really, when we think about the letting go of the past lives, healing that's coming forward, the internal relationships, the external relationships, really looking at that second energy center, and of course into the third, into that empowerment, so that you are not in empathic absorption over this next month, but that you are moving and really shining that light from that center as a place of expansion um, and confidence and faith and assuredness. So anything within the lower energy centers is going to be very supported. Again, creating that strong, solid foundation within you, so that those energies for the higher upgrades and the enhanced connections to the non-physical world will be even more supported. Of course, clearing out, helping with that, the clogging of the filter, of course, around the soul senses. As I said, this is really what these moons are all going to be about. So doing your part to really move through and align and balance your energy centers, so that the energy is flowing, and you're doing everything you can to help to support the unclogging of all of those soul senses as well. You're going to see, by doing that, you're going to really, feel much more elated, and it may be easier to really navigate this month, this weeks and months ahead. This being said, I also would encourage you to look at doing perhaps several space and energy clearings over this next month. When you look at the emotional upheaval that's being created in the world around us, what we're taking in energetically from the world around us, what's transpiring within our own homes, within our own self through this transformation. Look at maybe making that a regular practice. I would recommend at least once a week over the next month. You might even find that 2 or 3 times, especially over these high, through the full moon phases, you might find through that week it will be very beneficial for you to do those space and energy clearings as you're releasing and letting go that stagnation of energy, that cleansing and always uplifting of supportive energy to help your healing, to help your connection, and to help you to thrive as you move forward. So again, that is my recommendation for you. And of course, as always, be kind, be gentle, do what you can to stay connected, honor who you are, honor this life that we have. What a blessing of what we get to do in this lifetime to be a part of this great transformational time. And I know I'm very grateful for each of you and in joining me as we move forward through this next phase. This is August. Hello. And wow, what a gift and blessing that we get to be here together. All right. So thank you so much. And until next time.